What's a good word, everyone? I'm Kenny Vaughn, the owner of SportsBooks.com. I've noticed when I've done Big 12 videos and it comes to Houston on the schedule, I'm like, eh. When I actually look at this team and look at my notes and what I think this team will be improving as they go on. I look at Willie Fritz from Tulane being the new coach, like it a lot. I talk about how Tulane quit. It was basically after he left or after he accepted the job. So there was a lot of stuff going on there. But overall, at Tulane, he was solid, and he has a proven quarterback with Donovan Smith there. And he's the one that had Michael Pratt there, who's gets drafted from Tulane. So I kind of like that. They have a new defensive coordinator, so they got things coming together. The coaches really like the linebackers this spring when you hear them talk. So it was nice to hear that. I think. Well, Let's go through. Okay, they got a whole new offensive line and wide receiving core. This is going to be a run first team. So they got a lot of pieces that need to come together. So, like, if they lost to UNLV to start the season, wouldn't surprise me. But if they went to Kansas and won in week 7, that would not surprise me. That would not surprise me either. Because I think this is going to be a team that, as the season goes on, with a good coach like Willie Fritz, that that lays a foundation. I think they'll get better and better. Now, the key would be they're over 4 is minus 115, under 4 minus 115. Not something I'm looking for because at the stage of where Houston is with Willie Fritz, it's about getting better and better and better. And then the season, the next season and the next season, they'll progress and be a 7-8 win team. Because that's what Willie Fritz is going to do. But in terms of like this year, just because you're getting better and better and better does not necessarily mean it's going to translate into wins. It can, but it's not something I want to bet on in July or August, like I might want to do with Arizona State to go over the win total. It might not be a thing for Houston as they got a lot of pieces to come in. New DC, Willie Fritz, new coach. But the upside is a proven quarterback. So, but the downside is a whole new offensive line. But you get the cohesion coming in a few weeks, then I might end up liking this team. Way better coach. So then, what's his name ever was just kept going down the levels from West Virginia to Houston to out. I can't remember his name now. But I remember he was a protege of a former Grizz coach we had, Stitt, who was awful. Not as awful as some of the coaches the Grizz had, but right now the Grizz have the best FC coach almost ever. So there you go, Bobby Houck. Okay, so we're at Houston now. Okay, UNLV, they start off with will be a winnable game. UNLV is a decent type team. At Oklahoma, I don't think that they won't be ready for Oklahoma. Not now. They might be in 6 weeks. Home against Rice, very winnable game. At Cincinnati, very winnable game. I would like to have, if I had Rice and Cincy a little bit later and put Utah up there and Kansas State up there, that's how I would like, if I could make this a perfect schedule, that's how they could get more wins. Early in the season, they're still going to be having the growing pains and seeing exactly what Fritz wants. So playing the UNLVs, Rice, and Cincy early, they could still be 1-3. Still 2-2, but 1-3, 0-4. And then it starts getting tough. They get Iowa State at home. Maybe by then things are coming together at TCU. Now, this is one where we're circling TCU here. All things being equal, you got Houston off a short week and playing their 6th game in less than 6 weeks. This is all TCU scheduling spot, and it's at TCU. Uh, you might not be able to get any advantages because if Houston's like losing is 1-4 or something, TCU might be too big of a favorite. But this would be a total TCU or pass against Houston. 5+ weeks, and you're playing 6 games in a row with no time off. Eek. Then they have a week off. Then they go to Kansas. And when you go to Arrowhead here with Willie Fritz, now it's his team. Kansas should just be careful. Utah doesn't have to be careful because they're too good for Houston. Still got to be careful. Kansas State comes into Houston. Now by then, maybe Houston's a competitive team. We'll find out. Then they're off. And then they're at Arizona. Home for Baylor. Could turn that into a rivalry game. At BYU. They could win their last 2. So what it's so hard to see if it's going to transfer into wins. It might transfer into point spread wins more than actual wins with Houston. So as the season goes on, I'm going to have my little book of what I'm looking for as the season goes on when you have all these teams. And Houston's a team I'm going to look at to see how much they are improving. I believe they're going to be improving with a good coach. Whether it's going to be seen in the results, whether it's going to be seen in the point spread results. Like if I see this team like 1-5 against the spread or 1-4 the first 5 against the spread, it's a team that I'm going to look to back later in the season. So that's how I look on Houston, and that's how we do things at SportsBooks.com, where you can get a college football package or NFL separately, or combine them together for the price of probably 3 or 4 or 5 bets that you make, and you'll have everything throughout the whole year. But you can get year-long or half-season. You get any kind of package you want. Just check us out at sportshaveballs.com. Come chat with me at any time. Email me, Kenny at sportshaveballs.com anytime. Always check out our videos, all of our videos from all these team breakdowns, NFL and college, will be up on YouTube before the season starts. That would just be great to get little snapshots of teams you want to look at and see what we should be thinking about. On sportsatballs.com, under the Be Smart button, I really highly recommend the money management, because when you get a package from us, win 58%, win 55%, make sure you're winning money when you do that, because that's how money management can cost you. You win 56%, you lose money. Should not be happening. So we break that down, money management, and the psychology of betting is just huge. Put yourself in the right mindset, whether you get a package from us or do your own thing. Know that it takes time to break down these games, not just waking up on a Saturday. Maybe you want to bet them on a Tuesday. There's a lot that goes into it. So there's your Houston breakdown. Look for them to get better as the season goes on. If they don't have more wins, I think they will have more point spreads wins as the season progresses. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video, and let's make money.